Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown has finally come out. And this is fantastic news, but some people might be thinking, well, what's the big deal? We already have Forza Horizon 5, the Crew Motorfest, and so many open world racing games. So what does Test Drive bring to the table which those other games don't? And to all those people, well, this video is for you, so 4,000 likes is the target for today. Oh, and if Kiloton are watching this video, then thank you so much for bringing Test Drive back to life. And hello, it is I, and let's get into this video. And many people were very disappointed when we found out that this game was going to be set in Hong Kong Island. But one of the positives about this is the amazing city that we have to explore. I mean, look at this. This is a very modern city. You got sidescapers either side of you, you got neon signs, and yeah, it's just such a good atmosphere. Okay, and stupid taxi drivers as well from the looks of it. And look at the city at night time. Oh my days, it's so cool. And sure, it's not very atmospheric, but it's so much better than Forza. Because in Forza we have Guanajuato, and that genuinely feels like a ghost town compared to this. I mean, this is amazing. One of my favorite things about Test Drive has to be the dealership experience, because you don't just buy cars in the auto show, you literally have to visit the dealership. I mean, let's say I wanted to buy this Huracan Performante, all I have to do is go to configure, and look at all these colors that you have to paint your car, which is normal because you do get this in Forza and basically every other racing game. But after you pick a color, well, you can choose the interior color as well. I mean, look at the spec of interiors, that's crazy. Let's go for a red, and then you can select the wheels as well. I mean, look at all these wheels, and now you can drive away in your brand new car. I mean, I didn't buy this car, I'm test driving it, but yeah, it's so cool. Now, something this game does really well is the sense of speed, because right now I'm driving at 100 miles per hour and it does feel pretty fast. And then when you're driving the speed limit, it doesn't feel overly slow. Like, this genuinely feels like I'm abiding the traffic laws. It doesn't feel like I'm holding anyone up. But in Forza, when you're going 100 miles per hour, it feels like you're a law-abiding citizen. But when you're going 30, it feels like you're walking. Like, it feels so slow in the game. But in faster cars like this Bugatti Chiron, when you accelerate, it feels like you're so... oh my days, this feels so fast. Okay, now top speed run, let's see how fast we can go. Oh my god, it's like warp speed, it's so fast. 190 and 200 miles per... whoa! Okay, that was a bit scary. That actually kind of scared me a bit. But if you drove those sort of speeds in Forza, well, it wouldn't feel anywhere near as fast. Like, I'm scared to push this car above 200, but I know that you're going like 70 miles per hour more. It's crazy. It's so scary sense of speed, and I love it. I love scary sense of speed. Now, a feature about this game which lots of people don't talk about is the exhaust. I mean, look at that. It's shaking, which is realistic because when a lot of cars idle, their exhaust shakes, and when you rev the car, yep, the exhaust stays still for like a second. That is very realistic. Oh, and also look at that exhaust smoke. That is amazing. And then when you start driving, yep, the exhaust smoke goes away. That is very realistic. Now, something this game does really well is the cockpit animations, because it's actually very good. I mean, the steering wheel rotation is still pretty bad. That's 45 degrees either side. But if you shift gears on this camera angle, then look at that. Your character actually goes to shift gears sequentially with the shifter, even though this is an automatic car. But that's realistic because you can actually shift gears like that on automatic cars. So yeah, very good attention to detail. And if you hold the handbrake, your character actually holds a handbrake. That is so cool. And then when you drive off again, oh, that's so cool. But in Forza, the shifting animations are really mediocre. Like, the shifter doesn't even move, and the paddles don't even move either. So yeah, it's safe to say that the interior animations in this game are far better than Forza Horizon 5. Now, in Forza, you can actually apply stickers to all parts of your car, apart from the door mirrors. But in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, you can actually apply stickers specifically to your mirrors. You can choose left or right mirror. I'm going to go for the left, and you can actually, you know what, I'm gonna put the American flag. Yeah, hell yeah, baby. And look at that, and you can actually make the sticker bigger, and yeah, boy, look at that. Now, one of my favorite things about this game are the car sounds, because oh my god, that sounded so good. But it's not just the startup sound which is amazing, because oh yeah, that car sounds so good. Also, this car is turbocharged, that's why you heard the blow-off valve. Speaking of the blow-off valve, those turbo sounds are so good. Oh, that's so good. And also this Huracan, it crackles like, oh my god, it sounds so good. But in Forza, I mean, Forza does sound pretty cool as well, but I love the crackles in Test Drive. I mean, oh, that's so cool. Now in Test Drive Unlimited, you have 4th gear, 3rd gear, 2nd gear, 1st gear, and also neutral. Yeah, you can actually drive in neutral. I mean, you can't drive in neutral, you can coast in neutral, because when you're in neutral, you're not really driving your wheels. But yeah, you can coast in neutral and you can rev your car and your car won't move. But to do this in Forza, where you have to drive in manual with clutch and hold the clutch down. Or if you actually do want to drive in neutral in Forza, then you need to buy a wheel with a shifter. But in Test Drive, it's all about equality. Even gamepad users have neutral. You don't need to buy a shifter to actually put it in neutral. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. Now, if you drive in the sand in this game, then as you can see, you're actually leaving behind a trail. And it's very detailed as well, because right now I'm going this way, and then if I turn this way, then the trail follows exactly the way I'm driving. It's so realistic. Now you might be thinking Forza does this exactly the same, but it doesn't. Because with very shallow sand, there is no tire marks left behind. It's only in very deep sand where you actually see marks, but they're not even detailed tire marks. They're just massive marks of your car's body. So yep, I'm sorry Forza fans, but Test Drive Unlimited does this so much better in my opinion. And look at the tires actually have dirt on them. Also, something I just noticed, look how grubby the speedometer glass looks. Look at the speedometer, look at that, look how grubby, you can see like the fingerprints, and oh my days, that's such good attention to detail. I mean, I don't know who would let the speedometer get that filthy, but hey, that's a really cool feature. Now, one of Test Drive's most famous features has to be the car features. Stupid taxi driver, what are you doing? But yeah, the car features in this game are actually very impressive. For example, if I were to turn left, which I can't do, then all I have to do is that, and look at that, I'm signaling left. Also, if I want to go right, then do that, and look at that, I'm turning right now. Now, let's say I have an accident like here, all I need to do is turn on my hazard lights like so, and look at that, that's so cool. Why is that blind post doing a brake? Don't fall on my car, how dare you? Also, you can actually turn on your headlights on demand. Look at that, that's amazing, and you can also flash them as well. Look at that, oh my days. You can also wind down your windows, and I believe Test Drive is the only game where you can actually wind down your windows, which is really cool. Also, if it's raining, then you can turn on your windshield wipers like this. Also, if you're driving a convertible car, then you can of course take off the roof and drive whilst the roof is going down. Look at that, that's amazing. And if you're driving a car with a retractable spoiler, then you can actually put up the spoiler like that on demand. That's amazing. Honestly, this franchise is car feature galore. I absolutely love it. Ooh, traffic lights, that is something I love about this game as well. The traffic lights are so fun for role playing and cruising. I mean, I know you might be thinking, oh, it's very boring like having traffic lights, like you better stop at them, like how's that fun? But honestly, as a cruiser and anyone who cruises in racing games, you gotta admit that they're very fun, and they make the cruising experience way more realistic, which is amazing if you don't have a driver's license. Now, when a new Forza game comes out, a lot of people tend to complain about the new map, as they might have liked aspects from the old map, but if they want to experience that map again, then they need to buy the old game. But in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, it's confirmed that we will be seeing Ibiza in December. So we're quite literally getting the old TDU 2 map in TDU Solar Crown in 2024, 13 years later. That's amazing. So yep, if you're a fan of TDU 2 but you don't have any consoles that can run it, then good news, because you can just get TDU Solar Crown and you're basically getting 2 in 1. Now, Forza Horizon 5 has a bunch of houses, which is very cool, but you can't actually enter the house, which is very weird. But in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, at the moment I have this hotel and I can actually walk around it. Look at it, I'm walking around my hotel. And yeah man, this is so cool. You can literally look outside your windows and like you can see actual Hong Kong over there. Now yes, Solar Crown does not actually have houses per se, they only have hotels. But what would you prefer? A hotel we can actually walk around and buy stuff, or a bunch of houses which basically serve no purpose? Yep, I know which one I'm choosing. Now in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, we have a ton of gas stations, which is amazing. And they actually serve a use because you can actually repair your car, and look at that, it's brand spanking new. Or if you don't like your car, then you can actually change your car to, I don't know, a Beetle, and now you're driving in your brand new car, which is not very brand new, it's a very old car. But how cool is that? Because in Forza, well, in Horizon 5 we don't have a gas station, in Horizon 4 we don't have a gas station, in Horizon 3 we did have a gas station, but we only had one, and that didn't serve any purpose apart from taking cool pictures. But yeah, in this game we actually have gas stations or petrol stations, and they actually serve a use. So well done Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, well done. I'm gonna change my car. Now in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, you can actually turn off your engine, which is so cool. And of course, when you start up your engine again, Yep, each car has its own starter motor sound. But in Forza, when you start your car, yep, it's this very generic startup sound and then your car just redlines for no reason whatsoever. I mean, this is what it sounds like on a Vulcan. Oh, that's so cool. This is what it sounds like on an SLK. Oh, and on the BMW i8. That was way louder than I thought. But yeah, each car has its own starter motor sound, which I find so amazing. And I love the fact that you can actually turn off your car as well, which is... yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, you can turn off your car and you can put your roof up as well. Okay, now this isn't perfect in Test Drive Unlimited Thayakaran, but something that this game does really well is the traffic density. You can cruise side by side with traffic cars, you'll see traffic cars going the other way, there's a bunch of traffic cars in front of me, and yeah, it really helps to add atmosphere to the game, like there's actual people driving here and living here alongside you. However, in Forza, well, there's a big lack of traffic cars. You'll rarely see like 5 traffic cars at the same time. You'll be lucky to see even 3, but yeah, in this game you can see a bunch driving at the same time, and yeah, it's so cool, man. It's so cool. It's not quite no Hessiable and it's not quite CarX street level traffic, but it's pretty decent and I think it's better than Forza. Now if I press down on my D-pad, then I go into photo mode, which is so cool. Look at this photo mode. But you haven't even seen the coolest bit, because look at that interior photo mode in Test Drive Unlimited. Oh my days, look at my drive. Oh my god. But yeah, man, how cool is that? You can literally take pictures inside your car and even inside your purse. Oh my god, that's scary. But in Forza, well, we actually did used to have an interior camera glitch, but Forza decided to patch that, which I don't know why they did, because that was such a cool feature. It was a glitch, but it was a really cool glitch. But yeah, in Forza you can't take pictures inside your car, but in Test Drive you can, so yeah. Now one of the most underrated details about this game is the fact that every car has a unique horn to it. Listen to the horn in the Mustang, now in the 4C, now in the 8C, now in the Delta, now in the Exceed, now in the 570S, now in the Avia, now the Cobra, now the old Mustang, now the GT40, now the Beetle. Hey, what you looking at? But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, each car has a unique horn sound, but in Forza, well, you have to choose the horn you want, which is cool. Like, you do get a variation of horns, but it doesn't change with the car. If you want the horn to change, then you have to change it manually, which is like such a big hassle. In Test Drive Unlimited Thayakaran, you can actually view multiple of your cars at once. So here's the Mustang, here's my Abarth 500, and here is my Beetle. And I find it so weird that Forza are still yet to add a feature like this, because Gran Turismo, The Crew, Need for Speed, Test Drive, and so many other racing games have had this feature where you can view multiple cars at once, but Forza is still, you can only view one car at a time and it takes like 5 seconds to load a different car. So yep, no doubt about it, the garage system in this game is way better than Forza. Now I mentioned how good the car sounds are, but I have to make a separate point about the backfire. Because in Forza, the backfire sound is always the same and the backfire doesn't really look that good. And basically every car can backfire, it's so weird. But in Test Drive, only certain cars will backfire and you really need to work for them to backfire. Oh my god. This is a 5-litre Mustang with a turbocharged engine, so yeah, oh my god. The backfire is so good and it's so unexpected as well, like you don't know when it's gonna backfire. Now there is a very big thing you can do in this game which you cannot do in Forza. And in fact I'm doing it right now, which is walking. Yep, you can literally just walk around. You can hear your footsteps and everything, and yeah, it's so cool. Now you could say that Forza Vista is technically walking, but you don't really hear footsteps, so you're technically floating. Now I love how atmospheric the traffic cars are in this game, because if I stop this Mustang, stop please, okay, I'm gonna pull him over and listen to this. Yep, that music is actually coming out of that traffic car. And then once he overtakes me, yep, the music goes with him. That's so cool. Or them, or her, or I don't know. I don't want to misgender an NPC, but that's so cool. It's so atmospheric, the traffic cars in this game. It's such a, like, nobody asked for this feature, but Test Drive added it. Kiloton added it. So yeah, man, large up killer. Oh my days. Large up Kiloton, because I love the atmospheric traffic cars.